We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Bam. Quantum Leap is back from a short break with the 9th episode entitled Fellow Travelers. Great episode title, by the way. Not exactly what you would expect from it, though. The title makes you think more time travelers, whether it be that Martinez guy or the evil leapers, whatever. No, it has nothing to do with that. Unfortunately, I think that's just to reel more viewers in, I guess. No, this episode mostly has to do with a kind of a whodunit mystery before the murder actually happens, as Ben is leapt into a security/bodyguard of a famous singer back in 1979. Turns out somebody is out to get her. Somebody is trying to murder her, and everybody thinks it's her sister who is sending these evil, crazy letters that absolutely sound threatening, or is she? Meanwhile, in modern day, you got Magic, Jen, and Ian, as always, as they use Ziggy to try to figure out where Janice is off to now, where she's hiding, and guess what? They figure it out. She's like hiding off in Belize so that she can use the power plant there to power yet another variation of the imaging chamber and whatever, but they find her before she does it. They finally outsmarted Janice and approached her to ask her some very important questions, but neither Ben nor Janice give us any kind of concrete answer that we so craved after months of waiting. Ben knows that he has to save Addison. That's why he left in the first place, but other than that, he has absolutely no idea why, or what happens, or whatever. He just knows that he has to save her, which is such a cop-out. Janice knows, but she's not talking. So in terms of a seasonal arc, this episode doesn't really offer that much, other than the fact that by the end of the episode, they do capture Janice and take her to headquarters, which is good, unless that's what she was planning all along, gosh darn it. The main story where Ben is trying to save this young singer played by Deborah Ann Woll was actually pretty good. It kind of operated like an episode of House back in the day, you know, where something would happen and they would guess what's wrong. They'd always be incorrect in the first place, but then they make another guess, they'd be wrong again, until finally, by the end of the episode, they figure it all out and all is well. Same thing happens in this episode, and I think for the most part it did a pretty good job of keeping whodunit a mystery. I personally wish they didn't call it Fellow Travelers, but such is life. At the very least, they did give us just enough to cling on to for further episodes because they did capture Janice and they have ways of making her talk, whatever the heck that means. What I do find interesting about this episode though is that when they met face to face, Jen told Janice that she trusts her because at a certain point, Ben trusted Janice as well. This gives me a little bit of hope that Janice will be joining the team in some way or another. Because even though she did a questionable thing and she went behind everybody's back and she drugged her mother and she stole some equipment, her heart might actually be in the right place. We don't know quite yet. As to what's going on in the future, as to what happened to Addison, we have absolutely no idea. But one of you guys did give a comment in my previous video, which was a while back now, about a popular theory that's been going around about what might be going on, seasonal or series-wide, that I can't even divulge right now. It's so long of a theory. I think the video itself is like, what, 20, 25, 30 minutes long? But it is absolutely fascinating. Is it possible? Absolutely, but at the same time, it's really, really grasping too, because they make a lot of theories in that one video that could line up, that could put all the pieces together, but at the same time, it's a little bit too out there for me. Too many open-ended questions that could take something so simple and split it apart many different ways, and while that theory could be correct, it could be something else too. So if you guys are interested, go back to my last video for the last episode of Quantum Leap and scroll down to the comments. There should be a link in there somewhere where somebody made a really, really compelling theory. And I want to give credit where it's due to the initial person who made that theory. So go back, check it out, because it is pretty interesting. I personally don't have any theories other than that. It's great to have the show back. I'm gearing up to see some more, but as it is, this episode was pretty decent. It wasn't everything that I wanted it to be, but as it is, pretty good. Guys, what did you think about this episode? Fellow Travelers, episode 9 of season 1. Are you looking forward to seeing what happens with Janice now that she's on the team, but not really, she's in their custody, whatever. What do you think happened to Addison? Do you have any other kind of theories as to what is going on there? Because I don't think that she just dies in the future. I think that it's connected to something else. But other than that, guys, That's all I got. Next week I'll probably be talking about episode 10 if it airs. I'm actually recording this back in December before Christmas, so I'm not entirely sure what happens next week from when you're watching it. But most likely I'll be watching another episode and talking about it. Make sure that you don't miss out on that video by clicking like, subscribe button, and the bell to be notified when that comes out. And until then, peace out.